And we are live. So our live feed is on Facebook. I'm going to come over here and hook up my wireless wired mic.
Get closer.
And then we'll set the audio version in motion. So if you're tuning in on video, whether it's live on Facebook or after the fact on YouTube, post below. Let us know where you're watching from, what questions you might have, and we're going to hit the button to record our audio. This is Joey Atlas, back with episode number 14 of the Wellness and Weight Loss for Women podcast and video show with, today, who do I have?
Coach Madi.
Coach Madi. Madi, how do we say your last name?
Austad.
Austad. Madi Austad. Coach Madi Austad.
Yes.
All right, so Coach Madi Austad is here with me. You see her on video. On audio, you hear her chiming in. So today we're going to cover a couple good things. One is a really good Q&A, a question that was sent in via my blog that I forwarded to Madi to help give some context and positioning to. Then we're going to get into a breakthrough list from one of my coaching clients, my long distance coaching clients. She's been with me, I think, for 6 months now. She's had some major life-changing breakthroughs occur, which is what we set out for in the first place. She and I are doing a podcast episode on my other podcast, The Fitness Whisperer, tomorrow. And part of setting that up was me having some questions to give her ideas to think on for what we're going to cover. And she sent me back her outline, and part of it was, or is, a list of her breakthroughs that she has experienced so far. And when I read this, I realized these are what need to happen to most people who are struggling with their health, wellness, and fitness. So I thought we'll read those in today's podcast, and we'll use them as talking points, because anybody listening, it will raise their awareness. And in the background, you might hear, we've got personal training going on in the studio, so you may hear some personal training coming from the studio with, I think we got Margaret and Master Instructor Corinne in there doing some training. So it'll give another dimension to this episode. And they just shut the door on us. How cool is that? That we can't hear them. All right, this is awesome. So to give more context here, anybody watching on video, you're seeing us on this episode again at the front of the studio in the reception area. We've got one of our poster ladies behind us. Awesome success story. Nicole started in a really challenging place. And her story is, we've got her story posted several different places. I'll try to pull them up and put them in the show notes. But she knew she was ready, her family was ready, she was ready to take care of herself for her and her family and all the things that are coming in the future, and decided this was the place and the method she was going to use. Fast forward, I think it took her maybe 12 months to get to this, over about 100 pounds down. Health profile radically changed. Her whole spirit, her essence, her reasons for living are totally different now. And she's not transformed, but she has evolved, right? This potential was always there, right? And as you're listening on audio, you'll want to come see the video for this. So you're going to want to go check out the YouTube channel. Search for Wellness and Weight Loss for Women on YouTube, so that you can see what we're pointing at here on our big poster, and highlighting Nicole's incredible evolution toward her best potential. So we don't like to use transformation, because we're not radically changing somebody. We're taking them to their best potential, and they're helping themselves get to their best potential by evolving from where they used to be to where they want to go. And we just give them the tools, the guidance, the encouragement, the answers to get there, so that this person becomes who they're meant to be, and who they want to be, who they need to be in this world, simply by realizing their own potential that's been sitting inside there all along. And so if Nicole can do it, if all these other ladies can do it, anybody can do it. So if you're watching, if you're listening, know that wherever you're at, can they evolve, Madi?
Oh, of course they can.
They can, right? All right, so before we get into the big question that was sent in for a Q&A, if you're local and you want to come explore what we got going on here, see how the coaches can help you. Find us on Facebook at Sculptafit, SCULPTAFIT, or go to the website itself, that's sculptafit.com, same spelling, SCULPTAFIT. And if you're long distance, please know that we have lots of things we can help you with, starting with all the freebies at fitnesstraining.live. That's fitnesstraining.live. We've got a bunch of freebies for you. We're adding new ones every few weeks. And then from there, we've got programs you can buy. If you love our methods, you could buy into our membership site. You got a full array of, I think, over 100 videos now. We're adding a few new ones every month of recipes, mindset, training at home, training while you're on the road traveling. And then, of course, you can also hire us for personal, private, one-on-one long-distance coaching. And you can also order a home gym system if you want one for you and your family. But for now, we'll circle back on all that later. For now, we are going to get into our Q&A with one really good question that has several parts to it. So let's get into it, Maddie. What is our question submitted by Crystal? She actually submitted this on my blog. That's where it was posted. I carried it over to here, and I sent it to you via email. So what did Crystal ask us?
All right, she said, I am confused about carbohydrates versus processed carbohydrates. She said, is it okay to eat Dave's Killer Bread, either the 21 grain or the good seed variety? She said, I know it's supposedly okay to eat the sprouted grains, but doesn't really have flour technically. Is chickpea pasta okay?
Oof, a lot of questions in there from the carbohydrates. All right, so what was the first part?
First one, is it okay to eat Dave's Killer Bread?
Okay, so when somebody asks questions like this, if they were sitting in front of us, we would then ask them more questions for clarification, right, for better context, because there are various answers to that question.
That's true.
So the best way for us to answer it is, number one, yes, like Dave's stuff is made very well, high quality organics, no pesticides, no herbicides, no fungicides, or fungicides, how some people say it. So the short answer is yes, it's better to eat Dave's, maybe actually even good for some people, if you're burning those carbohydrates off. If you're sedentary and you're not exercising, you're not active, you have to reduce the amount of those complex high density carbohydrates you're eating. So that aside, the answer is yes, Dave's are a much better choice than regular quote unquote highly processed non-organic breads and muffins and bagels, etc. Because Dave's makes a whole line of organic products, and they're really good too. For packaged breads and bagels and muffins, they're really, really good. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to say everything in moderation, because I don't believe in everything in moderation. I think there's a lot of fault in that thinking. But Dave's bread, yes, in moderation, especially if you're active and you're burning the carbohydrates as fuel, which is what they're meant to be for in the first place. What's the next part of that question?
She had mentioned about how she feels that it's okay to eat the sprouted grains since it doesn't really have flour. And then she asked, is chickpea pasta okay?
Okay, so the sprouted grains, the breads, the muffins, I think there might be sprouted grain bagels now. They're a great choice. Some people don't like them. Some people love them. And some people, even though it is considered a healthy choice and is in the healthier realm, some people, it just doesn't agree with them. It gives them gas, it gives them stomach discomfort, etc. So just like anything else, it's very individualized. If you find that you eat sprouted breads or muffins or bagels and you feel great and they don't bloat you and you have energy, the only other part of the answer is just eat them in the amounts that are in sync with your energy needs. You can't overeat them. Some people might be able to eat 2 pieces of that bread. Some people might only be able to eat half or 1 piece. Everybody's different. There's no absolute answers to this. But yes, they're a good choice.
I think that's true for just in diet in general. I think it's good to be said that there's no one diet fits all or the golden diet that you need to follow. It really is so individualized,
right,
and how your body reacts and how you feel.
Exactly. But when we speak of that, we're not saying one person should do paleo, one person should do keto, one person should do Atkins. When we say diet, we mean a method of healthy and
Yes.
well-balanced eating without a name tag on it.
Yes.
Right? Now, inside of that big umbrella, there are different ways to eat healthy without having a name tag attached to it. Right? So even in that, eating healthy can mean different things for different people depending on their personal makeup, their energy needs, their preferences, possible allergies, you name it, right? So choosing the quote-unquote diet, for lack of a better word, is an individual thing, and eating healthy without a name tag looks different for different people.
Yes.
There's no just one way to eat properly.
Yes.
There are many of them.
Yes.
A lot of similarities amongst them, but customized and specified to that person's needs.
Next question is chickpea pasta okay?
Short answer is yes. Chickpea pasta is okay, and some people don't know this. If you're watching, if you're listening on the audio, some people don't know there are pastas made with various beans now. Protein pasta, black bean pasta, red lentil pasta, chickpea pasta, like Crystal asked. So the short answer is yes. These bean-based alternative pastas that are higher in protein and fiber, less carbohydrate content, are good to eat. The thing is, we have to be mindful of the amounts, because our carbohydrates are made to give us fuel. And if we're not burning that fuel by being a sedentary person, we don't need as many carbohydrates. That's why so many sedentary people gain so much weight, because they're eating way too many carbohydrates in this American society, plus all the hidden fats, and it's a recipe for weight gain, month after month, year after year. So yes, chickpea pasta is okay. Again, has to be balanced. Even all the other alternative pastas are okay, but again, has to be balanced, in sync with your energy needs, and make it work. If you enjoy it, eat it.
And then just if you want to touch on another point between carbohydrates versus processed carbohydrates.
Yeah, awesome question. So processed carbohydrates, we'll just say things like all the mass market, low-priced foods, junk foods, cupcakes, donuts. Those are made with highly processed, dense, broken down carbohydrate flour, white processed flour, plus all the fats, the additives on top of that mixed in there. You have all your mass market white breads, right? Even some of the brown breads, they're just brown because of coloring. They're still white flour, highly processed. So when we start thinking about this, people want to know, well, what's the alternative to highly processed, high density carbohydrates? Well, it's minimally processed, high nutrient value. There's more fiber in better carbohydrates. So let's say, as opposed to some kind of doughy kind of food, right, we go with a sweet potato or a yam, or we go with a banana. For some people, is very healthy, unprocessed carbohydrate. Some people can't eat bananas, they just get bloated, or they've eaten too much other foods and the banana isn't going to fit. It's a matter of knowing, okay, this is less processed, this is highly processed. And then developing that awareness so that you start to make your choices accordingly, right?
I think a good word to say would be thinking about the quality of your food.
Absolutely, absolutely. So another example, you go into a sub shop, right? Fast food place for lunch. Usually those sandwiches, those wraps, those roll-ups, the hoagies, whatever, they're all made on a highly processed, either white or fake brown kind of bread, right? Like those calories alone from that bread in that kind of meal is probably all the person needs. But you shouldn't, and you don't want to be getting all of your calorie needs from highly processed, dense carbohydrates. We want minimally processed from nature with all the fiber still in there, all the good colors, the nutrients, the minerals, the vitamins. That's what we're after. That's what the body wants, right? We look at Nicole here, she will admit that's part of how she got up to that large size and big weight in the years past, was by eating the typical American default diet, where we don't even think about all this weight gaining, factors that are coming in through these foods into our body, and they're just staying on us. We can't release them fast enough. They just keep building up. When you make the shift, which is what she did, she really just started being mindful, eating healthy, better choices that we all know we're supposed to be making. It's no secret anymore. But doing it is the key.
Self-discipline.
That's it. Like acknowledgement, yeah, this is what I have to do, and doing it and not quitting. And yeah, cheating a little, if you want to say cheat, enjoying yourself a little bit here and there, but not going overboard and setting yourself back. It's really what it comes down to. When we feed the body things that are closer to their natural form, the body does what it's supposed to do, and it releases all the excess that we've been building up on it. Mm-hmm. So great questions there. Thanks for positioning those, Maddie.
No problem.
All right, so as I mentioned, we're going to dig into one of my long distance clients' material here that she and I are going to be covering in depth on my Fitness Whisperer podcast that we'll record tomorrow, and that will be posted maybe over the weekend or early next week. So listen to these, and let's pick one or two out that are a good talking point for you that you'd like to share with whoever's watching and or whoever's listening to our podcast.
All right, let's hear it.
So this is part of a full email. This is one section that she and I will be covering. Some breakthroughs that have been really important for me. Okay, keep in mind she's 6 months in with me. Okay, and she's a busy mom, functional medicine doctor, busy wife, runs a household. So she's busy. She's got her hands full. And this was important to her. 1, mindset shift from quote unquote I have to quote unquote I get to.
I love that.
Okay? 2, realizing I didn't have to kill myself in excessively long or in excessively intense workouts, like everybody says, to feel and see the results I wanted. I realized my workouts can now be safe, doable, and effective. 3, maintaining my workouts and fitness while on vacation and feeling fantastic as a result. Even though we made modifications on how to do it, to be stealth about it and make it work, still feeling fantastic as a result. 4, the power of consistency over time and the tremendous momentum this creates. That's big. 5, major shifts in my awareness of and relationship with foods and eating, including a newfound level of appreciation for fruits and vegetables. Also taking an honest look at how I eat differently when under stress or when I'm feeling emotional, and how I'm often way too hard on myself around foods and eating. It was really powerful for me to take an honest look at what was going on for me with food and eating over time, and has allowed me to be more at peace and come from a place of more self-compassion, balance, awareness, and enjoyment. A lot of good stuff there.
Wow.
Those are breakthroughs.
That really is amazing.
Right? So this is what we want everybody to experience. Like literally, that's the outline. That's why I wanted to read this.
Amazing.
Is anybody listening or watching, at least to a few of these things, they have to be saying, yes, that's what I need. That's what I want. That's what I have to have. And it's true. That's what you need to get to in order to reach the goals and results that you want, both short-term and really, most importantly, long-term for life, right? So did any of these jump out at you as a talking point? I know they all do, but anything specific?
All of them. I will say the first two especially. The first one was how changing her mindset from I have to I get to. And that really is amazing, because that just makes you just feel more appreciative about what you are able to do, what you are getting to do. And I think when you change it as to saying I get to do this, it doesn't all of a sudden have to like become a requirement, and it's like you're beating yourself down if you don't get it. It's like I'm almost rewarding myself for being able to do it.
Exactly. It's a total mind shift.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So many people in the regular world. I'm not talking about fitness fanatics and extremists who are like, their life revolves around working out. We're not there, like that's not us, right? We're talking about real people, regular people with busy lives who want to utilize fitness as a life-enhancing advantage, right? Not as a way of life per se to live in the gym, but to use it as a tool to benefit our health, wellness, and longevity and still fit in with a regular busy life. The concept of I get to is something that I try to work on with everybody to help initiate at least the early mindset shift. Like when we're starting out on this journey, a lot of people start with, they're bringing to the table, I have to do my fitness. I have to get in shape. I have to lose this weight. I have to feel better. I have to look better, right? My doctor says I have to do this, right? I'm telling myself, I have to do this. Oh, I need to get in shape. Need to, right? Everybody says I need to get in shape, right? Truth is, if you're speaking that way to yourself, you're creating this conflict, right? Because we don't want to do what we have to do, right? We automatically want to fight against it, right? Now, the truth is, we get to do this stuff. We have a fully functional body, fully capable and able. All these limbs, I think we have over, 600 muscles in the body, or maybe that's bones, right? But it's a lot. Like we're made to move. Yeah. We're given a body that is mobile, to be mobile, to allow us to move, to get to use it. Yeah. So one of the examples I use with clients is, look, there are people in this world right now. They might be wheelchair-ridden, paraplegic, quadriplegic, what have you, looking at us, wishing that they could have their full capabilities and they would exercise every day, they say. They would never miss a day. If you give them their abilities back, they will not take them for granted, right? They would get to exercise. They would get to be physically active. They would be given that gift. Yes, right?
Gift. That's
right?
Good.
It's acknowledging the gift. I get to move this body. A lot of people don't think that way. They don't think, man, there are so many people who've had that either taken away from them or never had it in the first place. And they say if they could have it, they would never quit. They would never lose it. They would always use this body the way it was intended to be moved and used to sustain itself.
Putting in perspective.
Right, perspective. And some people get it quickly. Some people it takes a few months. Yes, I get to. And I'm not going to take that for granted. Right? So that's a big, big mind shift for a lot of people.
And one thing I do want to say is when you're saying all these, I have to work out, I have to lose this weight, I have to, that puts a lot of stress on yourself. And if you don't get it, then you're even beating yourself up more about it.
Exactly. And the other part of it is the eating, right? A lot of people, generally speaking, they have this aversion to eating healthy, right? They want to eat like everybody else is eating, and how the commercials are telling you to eat, and how the fast food places are telling you to eat once you walk in there, right? They don't want to have to eat healthy. But when we think of it this way, go out into the farms, the awesome produce sections. Look at what the miracle of life has put on this earth. Look at what the miracle creator, however you want to call it, wherever it came from, however you think we were created and this earth was created. All the foods on this earth were put here to sustain this body, this life, our health, by design, not by accident. So here we are, we have all the health-enhancing, life-enhancing, life-sustaining things put on this earth for us. Yes. We get to just go walk into a store and buy it, or go to a farm and pick it. We get to do that. It's there for us. Why ignore it? Yeah, why choose to feed yourself some crummy, nutrient-void foods that are just going to kill you when you get to go walk into a store within 1 mile of your house, 2 miles of your house, and get the perfect health-enhancing, life-boosting foods that taste awesome once you know how to cook them so easily.
Yes.
Right? And then you start to crave them. And your body's saying, give me more. You made that so well. Please feed me the good stuff more and more and more. And things start to change, like Nicole here. That's how it happened. Right?
You'll crave the good stuff. That is so true.
Our bodies want it. We just have to give it more of what it wants and take away more of what it doesn't need, and start to give it reasons to crave those things again, so that we continue with it.
That's so true.
Good stuff.
And then the second point, if you just want to reread that second point real quick, because I remember it touched me, but I want to hear it again.
Oh, good. Realizing I didn't have to kill myself in excessively long or in excessively intense workouts, like everybody's saying you have to do, to feel and see real results. I realized my workouts can be safe, doable, and effective.
That one, really just a lot of points in there that are so true. Even the first thing I thought of when I heard that was how previously I had been into bodybuilding, and during that time you wake up and you run on a...
You bodybuilding?
Yeah.
Let me see. Give me a bicep flex. Let's get this one for the lighting for the camera. Show the camera.
This is my weak one.
Yeah,
Gotta get that pinky twist in there.
Squeeze the fist. All right, let's do a little comparison side by side. There you go. On the camera, you get the bonus of seeing former bodybuilder, little Madi here, pumping up the guns, and me doing a little pose down with her.
Yes.
So if you're listening on audio, come check out the video for some antics. A little tricep there. So go ahead.
But no, after going through that, and you're at the gym for 2 hours, and you did your cardio in the morning, but you gotta go and do your cardio again at night, and you're on such a strict diet, like can't eat this and that, like can't even have an extra grain of rice, and like it just, and after competing, I just going back into the gym was very difficult because you just almost burn yourself out from working out. And then when I came and found Sculpt to Fit and just seeing just a different method of these slow controlled movement, and I don't have to spend 2 hours working out. I don't have to like kill myself running outside because I just don't have enough energy. Like it just so amazing.
You can run and enjoy it now because
and do
you
it
have
safely.
Energy. Right. So, Kendall's point of realizing, right? Because what's important here is that so many people think you have to go hardcore, you have to do high intensity, high impact, otherwise you're not going to get results. Because that's what everybody's saying, right? The truth is, it's wrong. Like you don't have to do that. You can actually do it the easy way, we call it, the gentle way, the safer way.
And you can do that almost anywhere. Because you got your body, and for the most part, if you have your body, you can...
There's a lot you can do in open space. We can teach in some of our videos. Clients who travel, playgrounds are an awesome place. If you could bring a bag of your travel bands with you, the resistance bands, we get a whole other realm of exercises to do with our methodology. Slow, we remove momentum. And what happens when we remove momentum from the moves?
Those muscles are working harder.
That's so important. So somebody listening, somebody watching, we slow things down. We remove momentum. So it's low impact, lower focused intensity. But we're taking out momentum, and when we remove momentum from any of all the hundreds of moves we do, right, the muscles have to do the work in that range of motion. So those fibers get stimulated. Instead of momentum doing the work, the muscles are doing the work. That means less repetitions to get the stimulation, less sets to get the stimulation that we're looking for and the response we're looking for in the muscles, the neurons, and what did we talk about last week?
Fascia.
The fascia. So not just muscles we're focusing on here, we're focusing on a lot of body systems that work together that we stimulate with a synergy of form, tempo, sequence to bring about the changes. This is what Kendall's talking about. Learning that it can be done a different way that not everybody's talking about, hardly anybody actually, but it's more effective. Now, here's what's cool. Her, just like all the clients who come here, other long distance clients, people that use our videos around the world, what that does is it makes them want to keep doing it because it's doable, it's safe, they don't get hurt so they can keep doing it, and they enjoy it so they want to keep doing it. Right? Now, all of a sudden, they go from thinking they had to do this hardcore punishment, torture, grueling, and everybody quits after a while because you get hurt, or I don't have time, or I'm not doing that anymore, like I've had enough, right? And just maybe 1% of the people can stick with it. Everybody else quits, or they have other excuses come up, or it is too tiring. They get burnt out, fatigue, burnout. Now, if they can realize, wait a minute, there's an easier, shorter, more effective way that I could do this. I don't need all the big tires to flip and the crazy kettlebells to swing and the Olympic lifting over my head all fast and on a timer and screaming at me to do more in the 1 minute time frame.
Yeah.
You mean I could do it easier, enjoyable, and not be like all stressed like that, and feel safe and feel like I'm getting more out of it than that other stuff? This sounds too good to be true.
Yes.
But is it true, Madi?
Oh, it is true. It's true. Sculpted Fit is true for sure. And even just when you're slowing down that movement and you're not just like pounding them out, you get that mind connection, right? And you're training that brain.
Exactly.
And one thing I feel like is something that is really cool is when people talk about muscle memory. Oh, I have this muscle memory. It's your neurons.
They don't even know what it is.
It's your neurons memory. It's what you trained your brain to do.
Right.
And that's why it's so important to have that mindful movement.
Absolutely.
Training that brain.
Right. So furthermore, the style of low impact, focused intensity, it actually enhances the brain-body connection and the neuron activity, the strengthening of the neural system and the fascia, because the fascia is innervated, right? And it's everywhere. It's with the neurons. It's with the muscles. It's on top of, throughout, and between.
Glue.
So it's the glue of the body. So everything gets that benefit. So that's really important. That Kendall listed that as one of her breakthroughs. And these breakthroughs, I had her list on her own. Like, I didn't coach her. There wasn't a list to choose from. These are self-realizations.
That's awesome.
Right? And so that one is really important too, because again, it emphasizes what so many people need to realize so that they can get on the path and stay there and not always keep falling off, trying something different, trying something else. Boot camp, HIIT, cross training, hardcore weight training with a personal trainer who's doing drop sets, progressive overload, right? What is the other stuff? Forced reps, right? Assisted reps, drop sets, right? No. You leave all that behind. Like, imagine that. Leave all that behind. We got something easier, safer, gentler for you. It actually stimulates your human body the way it is designed to be stimulated and benefited. And guess what? You can do it in half the time, 30 minutes, give or take, some days shorter, some days longer. And it's mostly body weight. Throw in some bands, some light dumbbells, some medicine balls and accessories, and it's magic.
And I think the most important thing is asking yourself, why am I doing this?
Right.
Why am I going to the gym for an hour and a half beating myself up? Why?
Right.
And it's just when,
Because everybody said you're supposed to do that?
Yes. And so if your reasoning is to get stronger, to really just to reap those health benefits of movement, you don't have to be doing something crazy.
Health enhancement, all the internals, being able to live a better quality of life. Right? You used the word quality before. Quality of life.
Moving more fluently and better. You don't have to be flipping tires to do that.
No. It's this is a vehicle to give us a better life, not to wear us down and grind us to a pulp so that we can hardly live life, that we have to recuperate from every workout.
Yes.
Right? Go see the chiropractor, go see the deep tissue massage therapist, which some are good, and seeing them every now and again is great, but to have to live at one, or physical therapy, or
that goes back to have to go to the chiropractor, to have to get a massage. It's more I get to go to the chiropractor because I'm taking care of myself.
More of a maintenance instead of an acute injury treatment, just like the massage therapy. Awesome in a balanced health wellness lifestyle. Well, that's it. Are we good? We covered some good stuff here. I think we're keeping it in the half-hour limit that we're setting for ourselves. So let's check the timer. As you're watching on we're 33 minutes. So that's it.
Perfect.
We're going to wrap up the audio session. If you're local, again, find us on Facebook, Sculpted, SCULPTAFIT. We can get you in for a free few sessions, sample classes. We can even have you try a free personal training session, even just a studio tour if you want to take a baby step. You can reach Nikki at 904-891-3680. And can they go to the website? What's the website, Madi?
Sculptafit.com.
Sculptafit.com, SCULPTAFIT.com. You can sign up for a free couple of sessions there, check out some of our blog posts, see the videos of some of the past configurations, because we change the configuration. You guys change it every 4 weeks to keep progression going and the fun times flowing, right? So check that out. And if you're long distance, and also, even though our theme here is just for women, we are doing personal training for the husbands. So any men in your life, if you're watching or listening, any men in your life, you want them to have a personal trainer, reach out to us. We can also give them the gentle methods that I follow personally myself, and I'm benefiting from at the age of almost 50, in the best shape and health of my life, by the way, compared to the hardcore years of past. And if you're long distance, we can help you still with the freebies at fitnesstraining.live, fitnesstraining.live. Then you can look for the other programs we have. You could buy an access to our membership. I think it's still, we have it at $9 a month for full access to everything. If you're a home gym owner, we've got another membership level for you for all the personal training videos that come out every month, and the recipe videos. And if you want individual coaching, doesn't matter if you're local or long distance, we can coach you just like the coaching breakthroughs I read to you here today. Just come reach out to us on Facebook. You can also find me at my site, thejoeyatlas.com. That's TheJoeyAtlas.com. There's a contact link up at the top. You'll also find a link to the Fitness Whisperer podcast there if you want to see my full interview with my client Kendall. That'll be going live next week. And if you want to buy a home gym system, you can come reach out and we can get you in the next production pre-order run that's going to be going down soon. And that's it. Madi, any parting words before we sign off there?
I hope everyone has a wonderful day.
Thank you. See you next time. All right, audio is off.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll get the video next as you watch us take off our wireless mics. These are pretty good mics, I must say.
I like them. They're easy peasy.
Yeah.
Lemon squeezy.
All right, as always, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you being here. Leave us your questions, comments, thoughts, even just a kiss down below. And we will see you next time. My Aunt Anna's watching. Love you, Sitzy Anna. Hopefully see you soon. Bye.